This year is going to be full of surprises. Kenya government is in the process of granting French troops diplomatic-style privileges and immunities under a new defense cooperation agreement, allowing them legal protection and exemption for official duties. These agreements provide French soldiers with protection akin to diplomats, shielding them from prosecution in Kenyan courts for action during official duties, with France retaining jurisdiction for their own personnel. In other words, they are going to be above the law. Whatever they do, there's not going to be any accountability. So let us hear what Kenya has to say about these agreements or this immunity toward the French troops.
Why is the Kenyan government planning to grant French soldiers diplomatic immunity as other countries are expelling France from their country in Africa, other countries in Africa? Kenya is inviting their soldiers to Kenya and in fact planning to grant them diplomatic immunity. If you don't know what diplomatic immunity is a part of international law. So it states that a person cannot be prosecuted, arrested by the local jurisdiction of their host country. So basically it's some sort of protection. So the reason for this is that they'll not get interference in whatever they're doing in the country. So whatever Kenya and France plans to have is called Defense Cooperation Agreement, and it's an agreement that has been tabled in Parliament. So the Parliament is calling you and me, you and I, and other Kenyans to go and present their views to, I don't know if it's on our website or I've not checked truly, but you're supposed to present your views on this. Is this something you want to be passed or not? So Kenya is going to be sharing military training with these soldiers. I think it's for Kenyan soldiers, and also intelligence sharing. Another thing is they'll be having joint exercises. Well, for diplomatic immunity, there are usually exceptions, but that is now up to you to go and search. Even you go and read something. I cannot come and feed you everything.
Countries zingine zikichuja France, huyo anaambia kujeni tu. You know, the crazy thing is that after hizo country wachuja France, ziliomoka. Hao watu waliomoka after kuchuja France, huyo anaambia wakam tu. Those same countries accuse France of funding terrorists to destabilize their own countries. Ndio maana waliwachuja, waliona watu wanainterfere na politics yao. Huyo anawapatia diplomatic immunity. Tunajua atajaribu kuspin story kusema ati itatusaidia in some way, lakini the truth is probably that he's doing this for a loan. He's probably doing this for money, desperation. Now, France themselves wako down bad. They lost areas where they had significant influence and areas where they were getting a lot of valuable resources. Sasa West Africa imekataa, wanaona watajaribu East Africa. Alafu fala fulani anawaambia mkuja alafu mfanye vile mnataka, diplomatic immunity. I keep telling you, having a president is a liability. Follow this page by looking into constitutional amendments to decentralize the power of the presidency, so that when a Western country fails and loses its influence in West Africa, it does not bribe the president of our country with small change, and then he gives them diplomatic immunity. Anapata diplomatic immunity. We don't need such problems.
Your president is just giving people diplomatic immunity na watu wa nchi yake. Hey, irony. Anapatia ati French soldiers diplomatic immunity. Hawa tu place wako wamefukuzwa for a reason. Lakini wewe, with your charitable heart, you take them in and give them immunity. And the people in your country. Anyway, one time during the swamp, kindly follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Follow my backup account also. Purpose to register as a voter if you haven't. Nani nawapenda sana.
Breaking news, the Kenyan President William Ruto is planning to make the French soldiers untouchable in Kenya. So Kenya and France, they are planning to sign a new security deal in which all the French soldiers who come to Kenya, they will receive special protection similar to diplomats. Also, Kenya is going to help these soldiers with transport and facilities. So Kenyan President is planning to use the taxpayers' money to make these soldiers as comfortable as possible in Kenya. So these soldiers, they are the ones who are going to train the Kenyan soldiers, and also they are going to share security and intelligence information, just like what they were doing in Senegal before they were kicked out. So Kenyans, they have until 31st December to submit their opinion. What do you think about this? I think this is a bad idea. France has been kicked out in almost all the West African countries because of what they were doing in there. The Niger president, Abdraman Chiani, he accused France of funding terrorism in Sahel state to attack Sahel state. Niger president said that he has all the evidence to show that France is responsible of all the terrorism that is going on in West Africa. Why would Kenya do this?
Like, what the hell is wrong with us? I don't understand this. This is because we cannot see what is happening in the Sahel states. They are chasing out France. And yet here we are, Kenyans, welcoming them, granting them diplomatic immunity in Kenya. We saw what they have done to this state. They have been robbing them for the longest. We saw the struggle Burkina Faso have taken to get rid of France, and yet we Kenyans, we are welcoming them. We are even granting them immunity, diplomatic immunity, using taxpayers' money. And then you tell us we have no resources. You cannot promote local talent, but you're coming to grant foreign bodies diplomatic immunity using our taxpayers' money. And this is wrong. And if I'm going down with this, then so be it. This is because we cannot be just talking about the same thing each and every time.
So William Ruto is to grant French soldiers in Kenya diplomatic immunity. And you know what that means. So these soldiers are in Kenya. So they've done a deal with the soldiers, with the French soldiers in Kenya, and they are going to be provided diplomatic immunity. So people of Kenya, brace yourselves, because these people are something else. They were in the western part of Africa and they were kicked out of the western part of Africa. There are countless women and children who have stories to tell. But William Ruto has decided that he is going to provide them diplomatic immunity. It seems like this guy is flogging Kenyan to the highest bidder or to the lowest bidder. How did we even get here? How did we get here from the country that fought viciously for their freedom to a person that is just selling whatever he can sell out of Kenyans? So now he is providing foreign militaries diplomatic immunity. Why would they want diplomatic immunity if they aren't up to no good?